Hi, my name is Kiran and I'm from Capturography. Today we are going to learn about the focal points and its vital role in photography. Okay, F point or the focal points is nothing but your point of interest while taking an image. By selecting a focal point, you will be actually guiding your camera what kind of subject you are shooting. Okay, your subject can be a landscape, your subject can be a mammals, your subject can be birds, your subject can be portraits, etc., etc. So whichever the field of photography you are into, but applying focal points accordingly plays a very important role, and it is the one of the main reason why you are going to get a professional touch in the images which you click. The reason why focal point is really important is that when you look at an image, your eye needs a resting place or something to something really interesting which holds to it. If this is not set properly, generally what people does is they will just glance through your image and go to the next one. We always suggest our friends to invest on a camera which has got maximum number of focal points. When you have an maximum f point in your camera, you can actually place your f point on whichever the camera of your frame and get a sharp details out of it. Focal points and its role in composing an image. We all know that we do follow rule of third for a great composition, wherein we divide our frame into three different parts, horizontally and vertically. So when we divide our frame into three different parts, there will be horizontal line and there will be vertical lines, and wherever these two lines, horizontal line and the vertical line, collide, then it is called as the intersections. Okay, so we need to place our focal points on the intersections or the horizontal or the vertical line to get a better composition of the image. Not necessarily we need to always keep our subject right in the center, which actually doesn't attract many people, the viewer. Your focal points also plays a very key role in achieving the depth of field, whether it is a more depth of field or a shallow depth of field. Okay, for an example, for depth of field, if it is a more depth of field, it's we need to apply maximum number of focal points. So where we have to apply more depth of field, or where we have to use maximum focal points, is while you shooting the landscapes, or while where you want to have a maximum clarity in your image, the entire frame. But when it comes to the shallow depth of field, it's your creativity. You want to just keep your subject nice and clear and the background blurred out or the foreground blurred out. That's where your focal points plays a very key role. If you apply maximum number of focal points and try to achieve shallow depth of field, then the tendency of you achieving what your imagination is very difficult. Okay, so it's a relation between the shallow depth of field or the more depth of field and your focal points to achieve your imagination. So generally the camera provides different kinds of focal points. When I say different kinds of focal points, it's like single focal point, the pointed focal point, the group of focal points, or the automatic, wherein the camera detects the how detects the light and defines how many number of focal points it needs to choose. So way to apply and how to apply focal points, like the single or the spot focal point or the group of focal points. The actually it also depends on your subject, what is your subject is, and also the distance between you and the subject while choosing a focal point. Factors which enhances the sharpness of your subject are the position of the subject, the way you focus on your subject, the way you achieve the depth of field on your subject, that is if I want to achieve blurriness, the shallow depth of field, the size of your subject and the color of your subject. So whenever you want to take an image, you need to consider all these factors to get an amazing image and to get the focal points is completely dependent on your camera body and has nothing to do with the camera lens. So the number of focal points varies from cameras to cameras, and the camera which gives the maximum number of focal points obviously will be costlier than the entry level ones. I believe this particular session gave you a clear insights of how focal point works. If you still have any queries, please do write us an email at cog@capturography.com. I will be very happy to answer all your queries. Thank you so much for watching this video and have a good day. Bye bye.